And they are off and racing in Nové Město Námerave. Big start, as always, from Lukas Schwarzbauer. Vidari's with him, so's Aldridge. Blevins tucking in the middle of the track in 4th place.
But it's Lukas Schwarzbauer off again. Seamus short track yesterday, off like a rocket. Blevins as well, good. Then into the grass, and then it's another asphalt.
And there's
hit the
elbows and
up.
shoulders being mixed there on the way through there. We should point out as well, it's not just about Van der Poel today. There he is on the left-hand side of your shot. Alan Hafferley did the double last season, got the overall title and the UCI World Championships.
And we see, although it's wide here, there's over 100 guys. You see Marcel Guerini struggling to move through.
Schurter's in there as well.
Van der Poel, you see there, just looking for spaces. But yeah, it's Lukas Schwarzbauer. Like I say, he had a great short track. Won big last week, the HC cross-country race in Hooibach. Really big win for him and great for confidence.
Flukiger towards the front as well. So all the big names mixing it. And you see just, Van der Poel just leaning in.
No.
And Mathieu Van der Poel down. Early doors here in Nové Město Námerave, just leant over. Schwarzbauer pulls into the tech feed zone for the first time, this area where they can take on technical assistance, get a bottle, get a gel. Doesn't take anything, Schwarzbauer's. Mathieu Van der Poel in more trouble, off to one side of the course. The glasses have gone. Let's see it, Ollie, talk us through it.
Yeah, just coming off here.
Oh, my Lord. Big slam from Van der Poel.
Whoa.
Jumps up, looks at the ground. Van der Poel in trouble here. What a terrible start loop for Mathieu Van der Poel. At the front, it is the UCI World Champion, the reigning UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup overall title holder, Alan Hafferley, for the first time on a Giant, out the front and looking good. Are we going to see Mont Saint Anne Alan again?
Yeah, it's great to have Alan back. Missing the first 2 races in Brazil due to his mixed career now with Jaco Lula, Giant on the road, and then Giant Factory on the mountain bike. But it's Haverly's pushing on. You see on this climb now, this little punch, he's caused a gap. And it's Lukas Schwarzbauer who's going with him. So interesting to see after Specialized having their own way in the first 2 races. At the moment, they're on the back foot, they're in that second group, but it's 1, 2, 3 of that lead group, all Specialized. They're going to have to do a bit of a team time trial to pull this one back.
And these two, the German national champion and the world champion, 2 of the cleverest riders in the pro group in terms of their tactics as well, so they'll know here.
And you see up here now, out the saddle, it just shows how much grip we've got today. Winding his way through, missing the biggest of routes.
Look at the whoop wall, absolutely lined with fans. Temperatures continue to rise out here. They're red hot out in the track at the minute, and it's thanks to the pace Alan Hafferly's setting, but they're back together now. Koretsky, Blevins, Vidari, the big red machine, back towards the front of it. The establishment start to sit up and start looking around at each other.
Yeah, this front group's time for a little snack, gel, take a drink, just get over the excitement of the first couple of laps.
Azaro leads Koretsky though. Hafferly still with the glasses up, so just obviously struggling for vision slightly out there. Sun is now at its highest above the Vysočina Arena. So what we're seeing now, that is Mathieu Van der Poel leaving the bike race. He's had enough. Mathieu Van der Poel is out of Nové Město Námerave. The Dutchman rides away despondently from his return to cross-country mountain bike racing. Christopher Blevins now leads the race for the first time. Blevins, so dominant in 2025, but he's got a big group of riders around him here. Hafferly still in there as well, in the white and the rainbow stripes.
This gets a bit sketchy now.
And as we get back to the action, Ollie Beckinsale just made the international motorbike throttle being applied, hand signal. You think this one's going up a notch?
Yeah, Haverly wanting to wind it up a little bit now. So he went hard for a couple laps, sat in, and you can see now, and as soon as those shoulders start to roll, you know there's a bit more wattage going down. Yeah, this is a bit of an attack now, not 100%, but I think he's keen to just make this group a little bit smaller.
Putting it to the sword at the minute. Out the front is the UCI World Champion, Alan Hafferly. won the overall competition last season as well. The South African, first time we've seen him back this year on a mountain bike. Done some road racing on a new team as well, and it looks like he's doing a bit of damage here, like he's distancing. Yeah,
it's Punter, and then there's a gap now. I think it's Vital Alban on the back.
So the pace is working. It's turned a big group of one into two groups. Blevins leads here in Nové Město na Moravě, then lap 6 out of 8. The opening European round of the UCI Cross Country World Cup in 2025.
In his last two laps, 10:04, 10:05. Whereas that third main lap was 10:24, sorry, and that's when everyone just grouped back together again. But it's just getting stretched now, and this is the calm before the storm. It's Blevins following, the gap appearing now to Hafele.
Yeah, Vital Alban ratcheting up a few clicks here at the top of the whoop wall.
Really big move. Hafele now squealing. Azaro looking
Is this going to be the move that ignites this race and gets it underway properly here in Nové Město na Moravě? It's been tentative so far after a high action first couple of laps. Alban from Blevins, Hafele, Azaro, Koretsky, the top 5, but all of a sudden this is looking slightly more strung out, and it's because of the work of this man on the front, Vital Alban.
And he's giving it absolutely full gas up here, and it's Hafele can't follow.
All of a sudden Alan Hafele has pegged these two back as well, up to a different line on the descent. So he's had to use your one, Ollie. He's had to burn a match there, Hafele, to get back across.
Worth burning at that point, though.
Yeah. I just wondered if Christopher Blevins would fancy using that attack of Alban to slingshot himself off into the distance, but Alban still digging out the front. Azaro's still in there as well.
And I think Chris Blevins, we know how good he is in a short track. We know what punch he's got. So actually leaving it a little bit late in the race is probably a good tactic for him. Whereas someone like Alan Hafele wants to go long. He probably want to go this lap or at least early in lap 8.
Yeah, we've seen Hafele a couple of times actually deploy that very tactic. Well, it's Puntner in second now all of a sudden in the blue helmet, the privateer. Pitting out of the DT Swiss garage this week. The crowd's on the wall now, perhaps starting to thin slightly as fans making their way down to the grandstands here in the arena for the final stages of this one. But Ollie, you like what you're seeing?
Blevins just putting the hammer down, Puntner going with him. Koretsky struggling to follow.
There he is, there is that attack. So this one's working from Blevins. It's beginning to stick as Puntner are now struggling with the pace of Christopher Blevins here in Nové Město na Moravě.
Yeah, these are big gaps up here, and you see the riders back starting to labour a little bit. And as well, that attack from Christopher Blevins went on top of the attacks from Vital Alban the lap before. So there's a bit of fatigue in the legs already.
Christopher Blevins is riding away from the man in second place, Fabio Puntner.
And that gap going up to 11 seconds already to Koretsky in third, Azaro fourth, Forster fifth.
There's the bell, Christopher Blevins in, leads them on to the final lap here in Nové Město na Moravě. Knowing that he's got a lead, but it's tentative. One mistake here, and it will put him straight back into the clutches of Lars Forster.
Forster now Azaro, he's got the gap over Koretsky, gap to Puntner, Hafele as well.
Has another look, so he is looking back a lot, Ollie. Just trying to work out, I think, the computations of how much effort to deploy where and when, but 9 seconds, it's gone back out again.
And this climb being so straight, you can see right in front of you.
Yep.
And it'll be good morale for Lars Forster. He'll be able to see Blevins in front of him. You can see the speed of Forster.
Blevins stands on the pedals, up the whoop wall for the last time today. Can anybody make any progress? Look at Lars Forster in the bottom right hand of your screen. bringing the race back towards the American. But what is the gap going to be at the top of this one? Look how brutal this is.
But Blevins still holding strong. Saw Lars Forster as well. He was out the saddle. He was forced to sit down. The legs just packing up a little bit.
Is that name going to be joined by Christopher Blevins here today? Look at
you see
Lars
these guys,
Forster. That's what pain looks like.
All over the bike, doing everything they can just to get the pedals round. I mean, it's rare you see these guys just doing everything they can just to finish a hill or finish a lap.
Huge efforts here from all concerned. Alan Hafferley in 6th currently, looking like he's not going to challenge this one at the front as they head into one of the last descents of this race. It's still Christopher Blevins. The gap's 13 seconds now to Lars Forster. Blevins, was it a smile, was it a grimace? Probably the latter. Heads down through the jump section, shaking the head. And there is Forster right in the grip of Viktor Koretsky now. Christopher Blevins on his way to equaling Ned Overend's record of 2 UCI cross-country Olympic World Cup wins in a season for an American, but it's behind him where all the attention's going. Can Lars Forster hold off Viktor Koretsky? Koretsky goes really wide. They're on the climb now. Here comes Chris Blevins. Take absolutely nothing away from this man. It's going to be his 2nd cross-country Olympic win of the season. But here comes Matisse Azaro behind him. Blevins can't believe it. Blevins to the line. Christopher Blevins wins in Nové Město. Namarave behind him. It's going to be a sprint, and it's going to be Lars Forster. No, it's going to be Azaro on the outside. Azaro goes wide. Azaro takes 2nd place ahead of Lars Forster and Viktor Koretsky. Where did he come from? Chris Blevins, though, borderline unstoppable in 2025.